Welcome to the Canada Game Stadium, in St. John, New Brunswick for the season opener and the home opener for the St. John Wanderers versus the Moncton Mustangs. It's a rematch of the 2018 final in the Maritime Football League. And good afternoon, everyone. Alongside Phil McGarvey, Vince Williams on hand, and the entire Rogers TV crew for this season opener. And Phil, it's a highly anticipated matchup between these two teams that are very familiar with each other.
Game when they play each other. It's unbelievable. There's been some turnover in the key guys in the Wanderers this year. They've lost a couple of big guys, but we still expect to have a tremendous outing this afternoon.
So a beautiful day here in St. John, and just about set here for the kickoff as the Wanderers will kick to the Mustangs. Mustangs will start on offense to get this underway, and the opening season of the 2019 Maritime Football League is underway. And receiving that kickoff for the Mustangs is number 34. That was Max Petresic. He picks up a couple yards there, Phil, and the Mustangs have good field position to start their opening drive. Now this Mustang offense has a veteran quarterback in Dan Comfort, who's very familiar to football elites here in New Brunswick, as he played his collegiate ball at Mount Allison University. Comfort drops back. He's pressured, and he is taken down. So not the start that Jason Terrace was looking for in that opening snap. Great pressure off the edge for the Wanderers as they get the Comfort. He was looking downfield, just didn't have any time as they bring the pressure there up the front, up the middle, and along on the edge. And Comfort for a loss of 3. So it'll be second down and about 13 for the Mustangs. Comfort brings him up. Hand off into the backfield, and he is wrapped up immediately. Great defensive play, the pressure there in the backfield, and that's number 6.
Rob Fox.
Fox, the 8-year man, getting it done with the pressure there off the sweep. So 2 negative plays for the Mustangs. That pushes them back, and it'll be about 3rd and 20 now. So definitely looks like a passing situation for Comfort. They'll bring him up.
Vince, he's had great luck in the past rolling out to one side or the other and getting rid of the ball down the field. If the Wanderers can't contain that, then they could be in for a long afternoon. But
we have some early movement up front, and it appears to be illegal procedure called on the Mustangs. That was the right guard. You can take a look here.
Illegal procedure,
right tackle.
Number 33 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down repeated.
Where you have 12 men on the field on offense and defense, 24 altogether. In this league, it's 10 on 10. So another 5 yards back, and that'll be 3rd and 25 for the Mustangs. Comfort in the shotgun, hands it off. Quick draw up the middle, breaking a tackle, breaking another few tackles there. Great gain on that 3rd down, and it looks like he almost got to the original line of scrimmage, as that was Aubrey Ellis. Ellis, another veteran of this league and a very good running back behind Dan Comfort.
yeah, absolutely, he's dominated. Any chance he gets, he picks up all sorts of yards.
Jason Terrace quite happy with Dan Comfort and Aubrey Ellis. 2 stalwarts for this Moncton Mustang team, and it'll bring up 4th down and about 11 here, and it'll be a punting situation as the Mustangs bring on the punt team. Kicks off, some contact in the backfield, flag on the play, and that rolls out of bounds, and it looks like we will have a penalty, and it definitely looks like it's going to go against the Wanderers. Let's see if it's a major foul. If it is, it'll be automatic 1st down, and it is. So roughing the kicker is called. Let's take a look here, Phil. As you can see, the pressure by Fox.
Fox, he may have even been pushed into the kicker, but The officials called them the way
unnecessary roughness. Number 6 of the defense, roughing the kicker, automatic first down.
So it's roughing the kicker, so that's an automatic first down. That'll be 15 yards, and the Mustang offense will trot back onto the field as Comfort will bring them up. So a gift for the Mustangs here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, so another challenge for the Wanderers defense, and again, the issue in the past when Moncton has had success is that they haven't been able to contain Comfort in the middle. So the challenge here is, can they contain him? Can they keep him in that pocket?
Comfort drops back to Carson, and that is dropped. That was right there on target in his first attempt. As that pass was dropped, good looking pass and play there by Comfort. It's kind of hard to see the numbers from our vantage point. I'm not particularly sure what number that is. It appears to be numbers maybe 9, Leslie Green. So Green with the drop, that is number 9, Leslie Green, unable to haul it in. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs.
Green's a stalwart. He's a football player.
2-man backfield. Hand it off to the slot back. That's a minimal gain. Falling forward. And that'll be a gain of about 2 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. So a big play here for the Wanderers defense, trying to get off the field and get that offense on the field.
Yeah, do you suppose he's going to try and go back to Green on this one, Vince?
Well, it was a good-looking play the first time. Green's getting a lot of space out there on the left side. He's flanked to the left.
They brought him to the left this time.
Early motion, it looks like it appears to be offside on the Wanderers. And brought down in the backfield, no space at all. Swallowed up there. Good defensive play by the Wanderers, but it looked like they were in the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Wow, 2 big penalties against the Wanderers. They really need to settle down and keep their heads screwed on straight, and the defense may be able to hold the day for them.
Offside, 4-2 defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down and repeat.
So it'll be 3rd down repeated, and that was offside on Chris Reed, the 2nd-year man in the neutral zone, and that'll push him a little bit close to that 1st down marker for the Mustangs. Quads to the right, and that was a quick whistle. That appeared to be a lateral. As if we can get the boys to roll that in the truck. Take a look at this, Phil. This pass appears to be going backwards. That was definitely
backwards. Colin Gallagher in for the tackle. Pass though incomplete, but yeah, no one. I don't believe anyone recognized that.
Quick whistle there by the line judge over there, and it looks like the Mustangs will dodge a bullet here, but it'll be a punting situation. And once again, the Wanderers still looking for their first possession on offense. Back for the punt is Delaney Stewart. He'll come up, he'll grab it. Sidesteps him in, and he's brought down a minimal gain, a gain of about 3 yards there by Delaney Stewart, but that'll bring out the Wanderers offense. It's a new look Wanderers offense, as you got a new quarterback, John Galacki, retiring from this league. He's been an outstanding player for a number of years, but it's Galbraith's team now, and he's getting his opportunity right off the hop.
Yeah, Sean Galbraith is a good quarterback. He's played a little bit in the past for the Wanderers and had some experience in the AFL as well as in high school in the area. He's a really smart kid, and he's got a very accurate arm, so we'll see how Galbraith does.
Galbraith, 6-foot rookie, brings out the Mustangs, the Wanderers. Pitch to the backfield. It's a good looking game there. Put up 4 to 5 yards.
Tyler Kernew with the carry. Oh, wow. Picked up about 8.
Yes, he fell forward there. Take a look in the replay there. Good push up front by that front 3. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Wanderers. Early motion. Handoff once again, right up the middle. And a first down, and that's the first down of the game. And that'll be picked up by number 26. So back-to-back runs for the Wanderers. Good looking push there, Phil. Those black jerseys are going backwards instead of forwards. That's what you like to see for your front three.
Yeah, and it's surprising. Their key offensive lineman is out with concussion this week, John Atherton, but the other guys seem to be making up for it. Oh.
Galbraith with a quick fire, and that is caught by number 2. Binkowski. Second-year man, 6'3" wide receiver. He's the backup quarterback, I believe. He's listed as the backup quarterback. And that's short of the first down, so it'll be 2nd down and 1, so a gain of 9. That was a good-looking throw by Galbraith. He got it off quickly, didn't allow that pressure to come up in his face. So.
And it was placed that the defense couldn't have made a play on the ball.
Once again, he drops back, looking to fire. Good catch out of bounds. Didn't get a foot down as he was trying to sell it. Binkowski. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 1. It was Kernu on the early going here for the Wanderers. You got to think that he's probably going to get the ball right up the middle.
Yeah, we may see a fullback on this play.
They've been lining up the fullback kind of in the wingback position. He's flanked out to the right there. Early motion. Kernu once again up the middle. He'll fall forward for the first down, a gain about 3, and that'll extend the drive. So the Wanderers able to run the ball, Phil. Good push up front. That offensive line doing the job thus far.
They sure are. Yeah, that halfback is Evan Arnold. He's about, I'm going to guess, 6'5" and 300-some pounds, and he is athletic. He can get in there and make those blocks inside or outside. That surely gives them an advantage.
So
playing
Arnold,
against the 3-man.
Yes, Arnold leading the way, the big man. Kernu once again on the draw, breaks the tackle, falls forward for a gain of about 5. And that's what you like to see from your running back. If they're falling forward, not falling to the side or falling back, then you know you're getting a good push up front.
Absolutely.
So Kernu once again running into multiple Mustangs. Mustangs having problems trying to plug it up in the middle. Linebackers having difficulties as well as their front 3. And another manageable down for the Wanderers in 2nd down and 4.
Keegan Waters in the game now for the Wanderers. Going to give Kernu a little rest after those runs.
Galbraith going downfield, and that's broken up once again, looking for Binkowski. So that seems to be the target, number 2 offensively when he's trying to throw it down the field, either in the short game or stretching the field. These two guys are very familiar with each other, I would say. You would know better than I.
Yeah, he is hands down the best receiver on this team. And, he had an outstanding career at Katy, actually, and his background is actually quarterback, but I think he prefers the receiver position now.
Again, dropping back, and that's Arnold rumbling down the right side, picking up a big gain as the fullback coming out of the backfield, able to catch that one on a crossing play. So Arnold showing his hands. He was the workhorse with the blocks in the running game. You can see all hands there, and after that, he was off to the races.
He is a monster. Look at that. Bang. Keeps going, moves forward. Huge gain for the W on that.
So the Wanderers just outside the edge of the red zone. Galbraith 2 for 5 on this drive. Looking to pass once again. Great catch. And it's just short of the first down marker. He gets a good spot there, and it appears to be a first down. So running that stop route. Binkowski.
He had to fight for that. The 2 players had their hands on that. He just muscled that out of the defender's hands. I don't think poor Dave Cuthbertson had a chance on that one.
Yeah, Cuthbertson coming up on the play, and it's just short of the first down. It'll be 2nd down in inches for the Wanderers. in the red zone now. Galbraith in the shotgun. He'll hand it off. It's juggled. Fumbled, loose ball, and it appears that the Mustangs will come up with it. So a mistake in the backfield on the handoff. Keegan Waters unable to get that exchange clean. And we have our first turnover of the game.
Well, they're game breakers. Penalties and turnovers quite often determine the outcome of a game. So hopefully the Wanderers can recover their composure and set down to play some football against the Mustangs today, Vince.
So good looking drive gets snuffed out by a turnover by Waters, unable to corral that exchange between him and Galbraith, and that'll bring comfort and the Mustangs back on the field. Quick handoff there on first down, and once again there's that front three of the Wanderers snuffing out any opportunity in the running game. Great penetration there by their front three. Reed is there, and he's able to wrap his man up and bring him down. No score here in the first quarter. Just over 4 minutes remaining. It's the rematch of the 2018 final in the Maritime Football League between the Wanderers and the Mustangs here at the Canada Games Stadium in St. John, New Brunswick. Comfort going deep down the left side. He had a man wide open, and he just overthrows him. He was looking for number 9 once again, and unable to find that man is Leslie Green as he got behind the defense.
Yeah, Green's an outstanding receiver. He had an outstanding career with the Holland College Hurricanes in the AFL. I think he even caught the eye of some colleges. I'm not certain where that ended up, but he was highly respected, and he made a huge contribution in the AFL. 2
big receivers, 1 for each team. Quick handoff upside, flag on the play. Breaking away from the Wanderers, it appears to be a first down, but let's check the flag on the play. Let's see what it is. So it'll be a face mask, so unnecessary roughness on the Wanderers, and that'll be an extra 15 tacked on that long gain. As Cam Morley got the handoff in the backfield, and he broke a few tackles. Started out in front, bounced it out to the right, and was off to the races.
Face mask, number 24, the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down, Black.
Yeah, that was all effort on his part. That was a great run. That puts the Mustangs in great field position there, midfield. That's probably the best field position of the day.
And their second possession here, well, will be their third if you count the penalties that roughing the kicker that extended the first drive. So Comfort will bring him back up. 2 men in the backfield. Got a wing back flanked out to the right. Morley, fake, quick pass over the middle, and that's caught and falling forward for about a gain of 9. And that'll bring up about 2nd and 9, or about 2nd and inches for the Mustangs. Comfort getting it off after the play fake, and it appears to be a first down. So a good spot on the play for Comfort. And the Mustangs continue the march.
Yeah, he's doing a good job inside the pocket to pick out his opportunities.
2-man backfield once again.
Fumble.
Exchange, and the ball's loose on the ground, and that'll be a turnover, and the Wanderers come up with it. So unable to get that handoff clean in the backfields. Both teams having problems with the exchange. And it looks like Morley just took his eye off the ball as the pressure came right up the middle. And that was big number 42 of the Wanderers. And he was right in there. Chris Reed got the penetration and forced the fumble.
Reed has an unbelievable nose for the ball. I don't think I've seen a player who can find it as well as he does.
So back-to-back turnovers. 1 by each team, still scoreless here. Good field position by both teams. Arnold's with the great catch, able to get it down, and he rumbles, and he'll pick up another first down. So big number 49, Evan Arnold, getting it done in the passing game.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He lowers the boom there.
He was a high school quarterback, Vince.
Well, he looks like it would be a pretty big high school quarterback in his 3rd season here with the Wanderers.
Yeah.
So first down for the Wanderers. Another fumble on the exchange, and scooping it up. It's Minovsky, and both of these quarterbacks having problems with the exchange, and that's probably the thing that you work on the most in the preseason is the exchange with your running backs and your halfbacks. Sorry, your slotbacks, excuse me.
Yeah, early in the season, it's generally the same practices to get guys out to practices and even to work on the basics that some of these guys don't feel they need, but they certainly do.
So Galbraith, he'll drop back, looking to pass. He'll throw it downfield, and that's picked off. Going back the other way. He's got some blockers in front of him. And that'll get down to about the 12-yard line.
Is that Bobby McIntyre?
And it looks like the veteran Bobby McIntyre out there in zone coverage, and he was all alone. There wasn't a Wanderer in sight. Number 80 was there, but he broke 5 yards behind the plays. McIntyre able to scoop that up and go back the other way. So McIntyre, the veteran, played his university ball at Acadia University. He's no stranger to the Maritime Football League. Makes the big impact play, and that sets up the Mustangs at the 14-yard line of the Wanderers.
This is a tremendous opportunity for them to be on the field in this position. So let's see what Comfort and company can carry forward. So
Comfort will bring him back out. Quick handoff. That's Morley once again looking for some spacing, but that's shut down by the front 3 of the Wanderers, and it appears like the ball is loose and coming up with the ball, and that's a turnover. So once again, Morley had a few men in his face, didn't hang on to the ball, and it may have been turned over. Let's take a look here, Phil. So a little bit of a rugby scrum right there. You can see the ball coming out, and it finally comes out, and the Mustangs able to come up with, the Wanderers come up with it. So both of these teams having problems with their running game securing the football.
It's hard to believe. Now, I know Morley's listed as a receiver, and he's not as big as a running back, so I wonder if they're not as deep as they'd like to be in the running back position and using Morley.
Yeah, Aubrey Ellis is usually the guy that will get the football in this position.
Ellis is an outstanding running back. Oh.
And a flag on the play.
Head tackle on that by the looks of it.
Binkowski was brought down, either head contact or maybe it could be a horse collar. Good looking gain there. And could be a face mask or a horse collar. Let's get the call. Preliminary signal is unnecessary roughness.
High tackle, unnecessary roughness, number 22 of the defense, 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down. Wow,
good call, Vince. Almost like you've done that before.
Well, I am an AUS official, so I will know the preliminary signals. I'll let the head referee make the official call. I'll just take a look at what the preliminary signals are. Let the audience out there give them a heads up before it comes. So a major foul, 15 yards.
Objectionable conduct, number 22 of the defense, 10-yard penalty, first down, blue.
So he wasn't happy about that. And that was tack on another 10 yards. So that's a difference of 25 yards on the same play. And Jason Terrace has to be upset and have to talk to his defender, because that's undisciplined football. You want to make plays on the field and make sure that you make those plays on the field. You can live with those mistakes, but when it comes to after the whistle, you can't have it. Great catch there as Galbraith fired down the middle. And that'll be the end of the quarter. So 15 minutes gone here at the Canada Games Stadium here in St. John, New Brunswick. It's a scoreless tie between these two teams. It's game number 1. It's the opening game, the home opener for the defending champions, the St. John Wanderers, the Maritime Football League, here on Rogers TV. So both of these teams will switch sides as the Wanderers will make their way towards the scoreboard in the next 15 minutes here. So both of these teams having problems securing the football. The Mustangs deep inside the red zone. We're knocking on the doorstep, but a fumble by Morley snuffed out that drive. And before that drive by Morley and the Mustangs, the Wanderers had the opportunity in the red zone, and they were unable to capitalize as they fumbled again as well on the exchange.
It almost feels, Vince, like the team that makes the fewest mistakes may win this ball game.
And you got to expect that you're going to have a few mistakes in game number one.
Yes.
Just trying to earn things out, especially on the offensive side. So Galbraith will set them up here. The second down, less than a yard. Good penetration there by the Mustangs defense. And trying to pick up that first down is Gordon Brown, and he's brought down behind the backfield. So that'll be a loss of about 3 yards. Great penetration, as you can see, Phil, in the replay by that Mustang front three. That was number 91, Felix LeBlanc.
And it looks as though the Wanderers may be in the same position as the Mustangs. The number one back doesn't seem to be in the game. Ellis is out. Doesn't look like Carnew's there.
And Waters had his difficulties on the exchange with the fumble. Screen pass out to the right, and a flag on the play, and it looks like it might be roughing the passer.
Ooh.
And preliminary signal looks like it is roughing the passer. That'll be 15 yards, and that will extend the drive, as that was a good defensive play in the backfield by the Mustangs. So the Wanderers, let's get this.
Unnecessary roughness on the defense, roughing the passer, number 16, automatic first down.
So roughing the passer is the call. And that's Maury Kamora of the Mustangs, bringing the pressure, but a little bit too much pressure as Galbraith was able to get that one off and swing it out to the right to Brown. Good play in the backfield, but that extends the drive. That's an automatic first down. Wanderers going to work here on the 45 of the Mustangs. Galbraith drops back, throws it out to the left, and that's a good catch and a minimal gain by McAnee.
Braden McAnee.
So McAnee with his first catch on the afternoon. Second-year player, 6'1". I believe most likely from St. John, New Brunswick, as most of the players are.
They are.
So that'll be second down and 6 for the Wanderers.
Actually, he's a second-generation Wanderer. His father played for the Wanderers.
Sure did. He was chasing me down on the field. Winoski with the handoff. And he is brought down. Great penetration there by the Mustangs. And that was number 92, Gabriel St. Germain. So St. Germain on the edge. And that's not an easy task, trying to tackle the big man there in the backfield when he gets the motor running.
Yeah, he's a big, strong guy, Binkowski. Yeah, the Wanderers need to seal those edges a little better if they want to run that kind of game.
Both of these teams are mirroring the same type of offense, trying to get their slot backs involved in the quick passes out to the wide receivers. Galbraith drops back, all kinds of time, surveys, looking for a block, pitches it out, and that's a good catch there. And again, it appears to be a first down as Gordon Brown was able to pick up the first down after breaking a tackle. Good shovel pass there by Galbraith, but he had all day, Phil, to look for his receiver.
Yeah, the Mustangs were definitely looking for a pass, and they had backed off and had minimal pressure up there, although the Wanderers' offense did a good job to protect Galbraith in that. Good gain. Gordy Brown, he's a bit of a football player too.
Thrust into the action, doing it all. He's in the backfield with Galbraith. Galbraith looking to go downfield once again, has the man wide open. And that's a good catch in the middle of the field and a gain about 20 yards. And once again, looking for number 2 in the blue jersey.
Wow. Hands of steel. That he can catch anything. I think he actually prefers to go up and fight for it in the air. He's exceptionally talented at that.
All hands there by Binkowski, and that sets him up at about the 7-yard line. So this is their best penetration here in the defensive end of the Mustangs for the Wanderers. Shotgun formation. Galbraith. Motion. Handoff. Sweep. And a good gain there by number 1, Ring Deneen. That's Riley Ring Deneen. He gets it down to about the 2-yard line, maybe make that the 4. So that'll be 2nd down and goal for the Wanderers.
Yeah, young Ring Deneen, his brother actually plays defense for the team, and the family have been involved with football for a long time in the area. Very committed, good athletes. He was also a high school quarterback.
6 foot is Ring Deneen. Handoff and a quick.
Wow.
Penetration once again right up the middle, as it looked like. Not sure what number that was, but it definitely came up front there, as they might have bring a little bit of pressure by the safety or the linebacker. So a timeout on the play.
Yeah.
And it looks like the Wanderers will call it, as they'll talk it over with a big 3rd down coming up.
It's huge, and it's very obvious. You can tell that the starting center, John Atherton, isn't playing today. So whether it's the communication thing, maybe they've got a guy who hasn't played at center often enough. Center's a hugely important position on the offensive line. He generally directs the blocking scheme, who's going to pick up what, and yeah, that was right up the middle.
Yeah, Atherton, as you mentioned, a veteran, 5 years with the Wanderers, and you got to have that center making sure that the blocking schemes are taken care of before the snap. It's very important in the passing game and the running game. Yeah. And I can attest to that being a quarterback.
Yeah, when it breaks apart, it's no fun.
And it's very important in this league in 10-man football. So the Wanderers, they'll set up double tight end formation, 2 men in the backfield. Deuces to the right. Arnold on the handoff. He rumbles and he gets it down, and that's a touchdown.
Wow.
So the big man catches out of the backfield, blocks in the first series. Now he picks up the touchdown, and a flag on the play might be a celebration or maybe a conversation. Nevertheless, we'll probably have an OC coming up to somebody. But Evan Arnold, able to cross the goal line.
Objectionable conduct, number 21 of the defense, 10 yards to be applied on the kickoff.
There it is. Nathan Anderson, he'll be called for the objectionable conduct. That'll be 10 yards. That'll be assessed on the kickoff. But the touchdown is good. And what can you say about Evan Arnold in this first half?
It's hard to believe. I say he's 6'4", 6'5", 300 and some odd pounds, and he moves like a gazelle or an antelope. He's very quick, he's very powerful, he's got a great football mind, and his high school career, he was a quarterback, and I guess without saying, the offense was quarterback run centric.
Right.
But he's just a baller. He can play a little defense. I've seen him on the defensive line in the past.
Yeah, why not give it to him, right?
Yeah.
So Daniel Bell's extra point is good, and that'll put the score to 7-0. So the Wanderers opening up the scoring here in the second quarter with 10:30 remaining. Good looking drive all set up there by Binkowski with a big catch, and it was along with Gordon Brown. He was a workhorse on that last drive as well.
10-yard penalty is applied on the kickoff for objectionable conduct.
So the 10-yard penalty applied on the kickoff, and that'll kick it from center here as Bell will set them up.
Yeah, we can only hope that Coach Terrace on the Moncton sideline can get his guys settled down. These penalties are really going to hurt them in the long run. It's ridiculous whether it goes back to the rivalry or personal. It's hard to say, but it's controllable. Yeah. They should be able to control that on the field.
Yeah, you don't like to see undisciplined penalties being applied. aggressive penalties, you're okay with those.
Yeah.
A good looking return here by the Mustangs. That'll bring it out to the 28 of their own their own 28-yard line, and Comfort will bring them back out looking for an answer after the first touchdown scored by Evan Arnold of the Wanderers. So the Mustangs had an opportunity in that first quarter to open up the scoring. A fumble in the red zone. They'll go back to work on offense. Comfort brings them up. Single man backfield. No, it was a wing tee by the looks of it. Flank to the right, 2 men in the backfield. Pump fake. He's got time, he rolls out. And that pass attempt is low, and that's incomplete. And that'll be 2nd down and 10. So Comfort rushing a little bit there. Didn't set his feet as he rolled out to the right. Unable to find his intended target. And that'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it looks like they have Alex Doyle, a defensive player out there, maybe as a blocker, because we don't see Ellis back yet, which could make an impact on the game.
Big time as they're looking to pass once again. They're going downfield, and that's broken up, and looking for the penalty. Downfield was Leslie Green, but a great defensive play there by number 21, McGarvey. You know that individual.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
I think you've seen him at a few meals at the dinner table, I would say.
Very possibly. Yeah.
Alex McGarvey in his 11th season with the Wanderers. And we have a couple men downfield, and McGarvey might need to be assessed, or he's just taking a knee, but it looks like a Mustang is down, and he's being assessed there by the Mustang training staff. So 9:40 remaining here at the Canada Game Stadium in St. John, New Brunswick. Game number 1 is the opening game of this 2019 Maritime Football League regular season, and that's number 33 for the Mustangs.
That's Doyle, the defensive player.
So Doyle, a halfback, a defensive lineman, and an O lineman. So he's listed at a few different positions, and you'll get that in this league, this 10-man league.
And what we've seen more in the last number of years, there seems to be a lot more situational ball, so guys will go in for certain situations.
You like to get the best guys in the position
so
that they can be successful.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Comfort drops back, fires out to the right, and that's just out of the reach of Green once again. He's closely guarded by McGarvey there. So once again, these guys like their targets and like their big targets. Number 9 in black and number 2 in blue.
Yeah, and the defense might have gotten to Comfort just before he let that ball go, so it might have thrown the trajectory off a little bit because he ended up out of bounds.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 10. Punting situation for the Mustangs. Dropping back once again to receive the kick is Delaney Stewart Ben, the rookie for the Wanderers. Kicks off. Juggled there, picked up, and it looked like he had a knee down, and that'll take away any type of gainage for the Wanderers. It looked close there. He dragged that left knee. Unable to pick it up clean as Delaney Stewart. It was kicked right to him.
And bobbled that one a little bit. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
That's a really good call as he had that left knee trailing behind him as he tried to corral that punt. So that'll set up the Wanderers on their own 40-yard line, leading 7-0 with 9:03 and counting here in the second quarter. Galbraith, he'll get to the huddle. Two-man backfield. Early motion to the right. Drops back. Hits his man out of the backfield. That's number 80. And a Minimal gain there. That's a good looking play out of the backfield. That's Nicholas Noel. That's his first catch of the afternoon. That's about a gain of about 8, and that'll be second down and 8 for the Wanderers. So good looking play in that motion by Noel.
Yeah, he's more of a position guy. His speed isn't tremendous, but when he gets the ball, he's a big guy for being a receiver.
Listed at 5'11", and looks a little bit taller than 5'11". Good penetration there in the backfield by the Mustangs once again. A quick handoff. And that appears to be Keegan Waters, who's back into the game. Able to secure that quarterback running back exchange. And that'll be third down and 3 for the Wanderers. Manageable 3 though. Yeah. Can either pass or run on this in this position. Two-man backfield once again. Early motion by Binkowski. Fires out to the right. And that's juggled and dropped by the Wanderers receiver. That was number
Sean Wedge, I believe.
Wedge number 13, a rookie, 6'11", sorry, 6'1", that is. So Wedge had opportunity to extend the drive, unable to corral that pass. And that'll bring up fourth down.
I think this is the Wanderers' first fourth down today, so
first punting situation for them.
If history dictates, they
like to fake this.
Well, they basically just don't punt; they just go for it every time.
It looks like they are. You're right. You are correct. Quick handoff to Arnold, and he falls forward for the first down. So that caught the Mustangs off guard as they lined up to receive the punt, and Arnold falls forward. So doing it all is he breaks a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, and that'll extend the drive. So you're telling me, Phil, that there isn't a punter, an official punter on this team?
I don't believe they even practice punts, to be very honest.
Wow. This is like an arena football team on outside, and there's no kicking game except for the extra point or a field goal. Galbraith drops back, flag on the play. Noel with the second catch. He breaks a tackle down the right side, and he's banged out of bounds. And a pickup about 9 yards, but a flag on the play, and let's check to see what this is all about. It appears to be offside on the Mustangs, so that'll wipe out the offside. I would think that they will take the gain here and make it a second down and 1.
Yeah, no, they don't kick very often. The offensive coordinator is very aggressive, and I think he believes he can.
That's unique indeed.
Offside, defense, number 5-0, 5-yard penalty. First down will be repeated.
There you go. So they wipe out the gain. They won't take the gain. They'll take the 5 yards and make it first down and 5. The offensive coordinator for the Wanderers, you're very familiar with him as well.
Yeah, as it happens. Yeah.
Mike McGarvey going for it. Binkowski on the sweep.
Oh, got some room.
Got a block there on the left side. He breaks the tackle, flag down on the play. And let's see what this one's all about.
The Wanderers 52 looks a little guilty out there. That's
good spacing there. It might be a hold. Yeah, they might have had it right in the middle of the field there, Phil. Just out of the camera angle.
Yeah.
And that might be before yards were gained or after yards were gained. There's the preliminary call. That's a hold. Not sure who it's on, but right now it's probably going to be coming back.
After yards were gained, holding number 4 of the offense, back 10 yards from the 49-yard line, will be first down under.
So McNamee, he'll pick up the hold after yards were gained.
Yeah. Receiver on the outside.
Still got good yardage there. Still set up at the 49 of the Mustangs, I think, or where are they lining this up here? So that's where the infraction took place. It's a 10-yard penalty, not a 5, so they'll mark it off, and it'll be first down for the Wanderers.
Almost like a practice play there back where they started.
Yeah. So Galbraith will set them back up. Arnold now, he's set up as a wide receiver to the left. He's getting moved all around the field. Number 49, he has this touchdown in this game, and we'll have a timeout as the Wanderers will take their second timeout here. And they'll talk this one over with the first down coming up with 6:11 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, they still have an opportunity to put some more points on the board if they can stay settled. The Moncton defenders are playing pretty aggressively. It seems they're going after it, and that sometimes causes those penalties, the holds, and those kinds of things. If the defense plays aggressively and they're getting a little closer to the ball than the offense would like them to, but they're going to reload, determine the best way to do it. I think the offense coordinator has a playbook of about 300 plays.
You're thinking? I would say you would know. If you don't know.
I know he does.
He's got 300 plays in 10-man football.
Yeah.
That's a lot of plays to remember.
That's a lot. They wouldn't have had that many.
A lot of variations off of different setups and formations.
Yeah.
That makes it pretty easy. So they come back out, first down. Timeout over. Galbraith fires to the right side. That's caught, and a minimal gain of about 6 yards. And corralling it this time is Sean Wedge.
Yeah, Wedge rolls that one in.
So Wedge making amends on the early drop in his first attempt. Wide open there, lots of space as you can see in the replay, but closing down the gap where the Mustangs, they surrendered that 6 yards, so it'll be second down and 4. A very manageable down here for the Wanderers. They can either pass or run. Galbraith able to corral that. Quick pass to Noel. Noel gets up the middle, and he'll pick up a first down. So this passing game has been very good for Galbraith. He's got lots of time. The survey back there, that front three are doing an outstanding job of giving him time to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, and there's an underneath area that seems to be wide open, so I don't know why the Moncton defenders are backing off so far. It's almost like a prevent defense, but if they continue to play that, then Galbraith will pick away at that all day. He can live with 6 or 8 yard picks.
Exactly. If you can get your receivers to break some tackles after the catch, that's even more of a bonus. Stretching the field down. Picked off though. Great defensive play there as the safety stepped in front of that, and that's Israel Ungala. And he was able to make the impact play as Galbraith was looking to stretch the defense, looking for Sean Wedge down the left side. Wedge behind the defense, but that pass just a little short. He just needed about a yard or two down the field. He probably would have had Wedge for either a big gain or a touchdown.
He could have, and if Wedge had been a little more experienced, I mean, those are the kinds of plays where you really got to come back to the ball and
either break it up or make a play on.
Make something happen.
Either way,
either
way you have to retain possession of the football.
That's correct.
So a turnover for the Mustangs, a big play. Quick handoff once again, Comfort hands it off to his running back, and he is gobbled up behind the line of scrimmage. This running game and having their problems for the Mustangs, either on the exchange or gaining any type of ground in the middle of the field. So that'll be second down and about 13 for the Mustangs. Backed up on their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, they may be forced into the pass game if more in the second half if the running game is very ineffective. Wow.
That's a slap back sweep to the short side, and that's another minus play for the Mustangs.
Yeah. Rob Fox, defensive end on the right side, caught that one from behind, and that's Chris Reed at the at the ball carrier.
Chris Reed once again. Trenton Bannister had no space there to get upfield and turn those shoulders. So it's 3rd down and long. Comfort inside his own end zone. Flag on the play. He'll roll to the right. That's Green. Green with 3 defenders on him. A 4th coming in and a 5th. Ball's loose. No whistle on the play as Green tried to fight for the 1st down. Got close, but he got wiped out late. Let's take a look. Looked like Reed might have been offside on the play. Try to get a quick jump. As you can see, Green with the catch, fighting. There's the 4th and there's the 5th coming in. And
wow, that Green is he's a football player. Great effort.
Coming late was Daniel Bell, and he lay low his shoulder.
Defense, number 42. Penalty.
So appears to be offside on Reed. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. And that'll move the ball up for the Mustangs. And they'll have 3rd down repeated. It'll be 3rd and 9. And you got to think that they're probably going to try to go to Green once again. Green flanked out to the right side. Early motion again. Flag on the play. Comfort fires down the middle of the field.
Wow.
Everybody stopped.
I don't know why everyone stopped. I didn't hear a whistle. There may have been one.
And it looks like it's offside once again called on the Wanderers.
Oh, yeah. Chris Reed, 42. He's been called twice on that today in the 1st down.
Oh, you can see there on the right side there in the replay, Phil.
Offside, defense, various members of the defensive line, 5-yard penalty.
Various members of the defense, because it looked like the right side. Number 91 was set up in the neutral zone and got pushed from behind by the linebacker. So Porter got pushed into the neutral zone by his teammate. And it's 3rd down and 5 now. So a cavalcade of mistakes here by the Wanderers defense. Another flag on the play. Comfort escapes, fires down the right side. The Green stepped out of bounds. Appears to have the 1st down, but let's check the flag. So we're not sure what this flag's about. That came from the middle of the field.
Yeah.
As you can see in the replay, Comfort stepping up, getting away from the pressure.
He's very good at that.
Mouth guard warning, quarterback of the offense. 1st down.
So we have a mouth guard warning on Comfort, and that'll be a 1st down for the Mustangs. So with 2:39 remaining in the 2nd quarter, the drive continues for the Mustangs when things look very bleak, backed up to the shadow of their own goal line.
Yeah, they've been lucky. The teams, it's a little disappointing. Most of these guys, or a lot of these guys, have AUS experience and they played at a high level. The number of penalties is unbelievable.
Sweep to the left side. I do believe this is Connolly. Connolly gets a minimal gain. Excuse me, Morley. Cam Morley, who's been put into a position where he's probably not familiar with. Tries to lower the shoulder and fall forward. That'll be a minimal gain of about 2.
Yeah.
And that'll be 2nd down and 8. So we're seeing a lot of receivers playing the running back positions, and both of these teams unable to have their regular starting running backs available this afternoon.
Yeah.
Comfort drops back, fires downfield, down the left side, and that is caught. And that's close to the 1st down marker. And that'll be short, so that'll bring up 3rd down. If you can say anything, both of these quarterbacks are looking good as they were able to get the ball downfield. Usually in game number 1, you're just kind of handing it off and maybe throwing a couple short intermediate routes, either screens, either to the running backs or your wide receivers. And there's an attempt at the screen. That's tipped and almost caught there by Matt Porter. Porter almost had a gift if he was able to come up with that, Phil, he would have been rumbling and bumbling, stumbling towards the other way.
Rumbling, but there's an old saying in football that if you can't catch the football, you're going to play on defense.
There you go.
And yeah, Matt he's one of those trench guys. He just likes getting in there in the middle and roughing it up. And
he almost made a huge impact play here under 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Swung out to the right. Here's Morley looking to turn his shoulders upfield. Morley with a huge gain, and he's knocked out of bounds there by Bell. So a pickup about 19 yards there by Morley. Finally able to turn his shoulders down the right side. Good seal on the edge there by Green with the block. And he's ridden out of bounds, and that hit was kind of late there by Bell as he dodged a bullet there.
He did. We may want to keep an eye on Bell. He actually, I think, got some huge scholarship considerations, and he's on his way to Mount Allison this fall. So we may be seeing a lot more of him in different circles this year.
And trying to escape the pressure there is Comfort, looking for Green once again. Getting into the backfield and forcing that errant pass was Rob Fox. So it'll be second down and 10 with 1:40 remaining here in the second. Mustangs trailing the defending champions, the Wanderers, 7-0. Evan Arnold, the 3-yard rushing touchdown, and Arnold's been Mr. Everything on offense, blocking, catching passes out of the backfield, and running. Screenplay. Here's Morley down the right side, and he's brought down by McGarvey, and that's a gain of about 7. And that'll stop the clock at 1:33.
Yeah, I think the Mustangs have a little bit of, it feels like they have a little bit of momentum. They could very well put some points on the board before the half and really make this an interesting game in the second half.
Well, they're driving, and they're taking advantage right now by the mistakes of the Wanderers. Multiple offside calls, giving the Mustangs an opportunity, and brought down quickly in the backfield is Morley. That's a great play there, as you can see in the replay, number 51.
Danny Oliver.
Danny Oliver, the 9-year man for the Wanderers. And that'll bring up fourth down. So fourth down and about 7 for the Mustangs. As Jason Terrace is not going to gamble. He's going to bring on the kicking team as the punt team trots onto the field.
Yeah, I guess he wants to try and pin the Wanderers deep in their own end with the time and the way they've been moving the ball. There haven't been any really huge, long, deep plays, so he's probably playing it smart by trying to pin them back near their own end.
So the rookie Ben Delaney Stewart will go back to receive the punt. He had his difficulties on the last punt return attempt. Penetration up front and bang down is the kicker, and there'll be a flag on the play, and that'll extend the drive. So another undisciplined play on the punt return team for the Wanderers, as that's number 52.
Tyler Guimont.
And that's not a good play by Tyler.
That's a guy who should know a lot better.
Unnecessary roughness on the defense, roughing the kicker, number 52. 15 yards, first down Black.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that'll extend the drive for the Mustangs. So 1:04 remaining in the second quarter. The Mustangs continuing this drive. A lot of mistakes, very undisciplined football by this defense for the Wanderers. And JJ's going to have to address that at halftime.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator, Chris Gallant, is, I think, reasonably new at this level, so I think he's still feeling his way around, so J.J. Matt may have to insert himself.
Quick pass there. Oh! Picked up. Great catch there by McGarvey. And he snuffs out all of those mistakes. Number 21 with the outstanding play defensively as he made a break on it. And let's take a look. That might be one of the best catches in this league early in this season. Look at the outstanding control. You can just see out of the screen on his back. He juggled it twice. and he was able to stay with it. So a huge turnover on the interception. You got to be a proud dad as he was able to make that play.
Yeah, he's done a couple of those things before. He's, if I must say, oh, there he is. There we get the replay again. What? Look at that.
That's outstanding.
That's a circus play. At
this time, with 58.6 seconds remaining in the second quarter, that's a huge play for the Wanderers defense. Here's Galbraith. That's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that'll fall to the ground, so that'll be an incomplete pass. Good pressure up front there applied by the Mustangs.
And Brandon Caldwell looked like got in there and put a little touch on the quarterback.
So 54 seconds now remaining. The clock will start on the snap of the ball. But a huge defensive play there by McGarvey, picking it off as Comfort was trying to find Green. And the Mustangs, that drive snuffed out. Noel on the handoff, trying to turn his shoulders, breaks a tackle, can't break the second tackle.
Yeah.
Good gain though. That'll eat a little bit of the clock as we have 47 seconds now remaining.
Yeah, if Noel had been able to square his shoulders and start upfield, I think he's the best part of 300 pounds, and he's a load if he's going downhill.
Nathan Anderson coming up with the tackle there. He went low, extremely low on Noel. So that'll bring up third down and about 6 for the Wanderers, and it looks like we'll have a timeout, and that'll be called. It appears to be in the direction of the Mustangs.
Timeout, Mustangs. First one of the half.
So the Mustangs take their first timeout of the first half. 34.7 seconds remaining, Phil. And it's been a cavalcade of mistakes by both of these teams, and opportunities for both of these teams. The Wanderers, though, getting that touchdown by Evan Arnold, but the Mustangs were driving, and it took an outstanding play, a circus catch, as you will, as you said, by your own son on the break of the play to snuff out the Mustang drive.
Yeah, it's I hate to say disappointed, because the first game of the year is very tough. The guys are feeling things out. They're trying to gauge the other team, gauge the speed, and all those things, because practice really can't duplicate game time. But overall, I think both coaches need to get their teams in at halftime and really settle them down and cut out the foolishness.
So timeout has expired. Galbraith drops back. He'll fire it down the right side. That is Wedge with the catch, and he's ridden out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock. But it looks like Wedge might have picked up the first down, and he does. So a very important catch there by Wedge to extend the drive with 27.8 seconds remaining now. Once again, another good-looking pass there by Galbraith. He is showing that he's stepping in for a legend and taking over the reins here for this championship team.
He is. It's tough. I say John Galacki quarterbacked this team to, I think, 8 Maritime football championships over 15 years. Won a lot of ball games, and it is very difficult to step into those shoes.
But he's doing it quite well here in the first half. Galbraith again fires down the middle of the field, has a target, and that's Noel. Huge catch here, great body control by Noel, as he's showing that he can get it done in the running game and the passing game.
Yeah, it looks like the Wanderers may have identified a little bit of weakness in the seams.
Galbraith again drops back. Again. Wedge trying to come up with the catch. That appears to hit the ground. It should be an incomplete pass. And I know they're going to give it to him. There's no way that was a completed pass. From our vantage point, Phil, I would say that was definitely an incomplete pass. Oh, they're giving him the catch. Let's take a look here. Definitely hit the ground. So,
well,
the Wanderers getting a gift, and that'll bring up second down and 6. Galbraith, he'll fire down the right side, looking for Wedge.
For it.
Early contact, no call on the play.
No flag. He had his arm squarely across his chest.
Wedge looking for the interference, as the veteran Bobby McIntyre there able to break up that pass.
Yeah, the officials' calls. Here we go.
Yeah, you can definitely see that was definitely pass interference. He bumped him, he arm barred them.
Yeah.
So the veteran getting the call there for the Mustangs.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 6 with 4.6 seconds remaining. Galbraith drops back, fires over the middle. Benkowski with the catch, and he's brought down, but the time expires on the 2nd quarter. But if there's anything that they can build going into the 3rd, as you identified, there is a lot of holes in the middle of the field of that Mustang defense.
There are, and they have the plays. They can attack that. Again, it depends on the reps that the guys have had and how much they can implement over the halftime. And the officials' calls. Vince, I started to coach football in 1978. I coached for about 40 years. And, you know, in that time, I never won an argument with an official.
Well, so I don't think you can. I've been playing the game of football myself over 20 years, and I've never gotten the better of the argument with an official as well. So 7-0 after 30 minutes here at the Canada Game Stadium in St. John, New Brunswick. It's game number 1, the opening game of this 2019 of the Maritime Football League. The Mustangs trailing the Wanderers. And earlier I had the opportunity to speak to both coaches of these sides, and let's take a look and let's listen in.
So you come into this season on the road up against the defending champions, but these guys are very familiar to you and your program. Speak a little bit about your program this season in this opener on the road.
We're very excited with where we have developed our program to be. At this point in time, we put a lot of work in the off season. Michel Johnson, he's a former strength and conditioning coach at Laval University, started our preseason program in January. So we had a lot of guys in the gym, doing a lot of new things, and they've developed into that next level of athlete that we need them to be, that next level of football player. And so we're excited for the guys who put that work in at home. We've been able to secure a few guys who are current AUS players, so those guys are going to be big for us. Cam Bell and Israel Alunga are going to be big for us on D. Cam Morley coming from Acadia too is going to be a tailback for us that we had last year, and we're really excited for those guys. Dan Comfort, Aubrey Ellis are still cornerstones of our offense, and we're just really excited to get this going.
You mentioned several of those players, those outstanding players that play at the AUS level. Speak a little bit about Dan Comfort, your quarterback, coming into this season. What do you expect from him?
Dan's a seasoned veteran. I mean, he spent 4 or 5 years at Mount A developing his craft too. So he's and now this is his 4th or 5th year with us. So he's put a ton of time in, put a lot of work in, and he commands the offense just like a general. Under Francis Best, our new offensive coordinator, him and Franny have been working together a lot to bring our offense to this next level that we need them to be at after the championship loss. So we're excited for that this year for sure.
And speak a little bit about talked about the off-season program and your strength and conditioning. This team coming into this season, what are your expectations for game number 1?
Our season's short, our preseason's short, so we've got to do a little bit more install, a little bit more of team development as the season progresses. We're not firing on all cylinders yet, so it's critical that we put the time in practice and in the gym at home to get us to that point where we feel like we can compete at our potential in the playoffs.
Good luck, Jason. Thank you for this.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
JJ, you come into this season as the defending champions. You're here at home up against a team that you're quite familiar with, the Moncton Mustangs. Speak a little bit about your off-season and this team, and you got some new faces as well at some very important positions.
Yeah, we've had, with Galacki and Browner retiring, it allowed us to kind of, regroup to find out who's going to lead us into the next number of years. So Sean Galbraith's taking, the lead under center, and I think he's got some experience in our league, and I'm excited about his fresh start. And then we got some captains to really shore us up on the defensive side quite heavily, but Alex McGarvey back back again as a strong secondary. We've got Danny Oliver shoring up our linebackers, and Rob Fox, who's quite a strong defensive lineman, putting a lot of pressure. So, we got a lot of depth, more than we have in the past on defense and offense. I'm really looking forward to seeing how we look differently than we did last year.
And how would you describe this team coming into this championship season, defending it?
Yeah, you know what, I think it's a different hunger than last year. We wanted to, we had some edge on us last year for losing the year before. This year it's about, showing that it wasn't, fluke or anything like that, we really, came together and have even more depth, learned from our success last year, and we want to lock it in this year. So. And
what are your expectations in game number 1?
Really learning what our offense looks like in a full game with some new leaders out there. We have our strongest player probably on the team, and Nick Binkowski really leading the way still as a receiver. It's just it's a new look offense with our leader in the backfield as a quarterback. Still the same running back, so he's really strong. I think for us, we have early on we may lean heavily on the strengths of our defense because we have significant depth right now.
Good luck, JJ, the rest of the season, and good luck today.
My pleasure. Look forward to it.
Welcome back to the Canada Games Stadium here in St. John, New Brunswick for the first game of the Maritime Football League between the Moncton Mustangs and the St. John Wanderers. The Wanderers leading this game 7-0 on the strength of Evan Arnold's 3-yard rushing touchdown. Alongside Phil McGarvey, Vince Williams on hand, and the entire Rogers TV crew. And welcome here. And Phil, it's been a very interesting 2 quarters between these two teams. Kind of the rematch of the championship game of last season, but lots of mistakes. In that championship game, we didn't have as many penalties as we had in the first 2 quarters.
No, the championship game last year, I guess by that point they had ironed out all the kinks. It was a good game. Today's effort, wow.
Well, it's game number 1, so you have to expect those mental mistakes and those mistakes where they're trying to be overly aggressive. But with those mistakes, one team has been able to benefit from them, and the Wanderers is the team that has benefited from those mistakes in the first 2 quarters.
If they can get the defense to settle down, I think their offense moved the ball pretty well. Sean Galbraith, first-year quarterback, has done an outstanding job. He sees the field really well. The deep stuff he may want to hold off on a little bit.
Yeah, having some difficulties with the deep stuff. The intermediate stuff and short passing game has been outstanding. He's been picked off twice. Then got out with the interception down the middle of the field, and the first interception by Bobby McIntyre as he rumbled down to about the 9-yard line, setting up great field position for the Mustangs. But the Mustangs have had problems with the quarterback and running back exchange, but they don't have their starting running back in Aubrey Ellis. They had to go to Cam Morley, who is a receiver. Yeah.
Now, Morley is gamely. I mean, he finds an early seam and cuts, but he seems to run right into the linebackers. But when you lose a guy of Ellis's caliber, he's like a freight train. He puts his head down and he can jam it in there. He can cut. He can run it wide. He can do all the things that you need a running back in this league to do.
A league all-star is Ellis, and he's been an all-star in multiple seasons for the Mustangs. Unavailable this afternoon as they have to go to Morley. And on the other side, the running game for the Wanderers, they'd had their difficulties as well, but they settled down after the Waters fumble.
They did. The true running back, Tyler Cornu, I think he's out for the day with probably his ankle. So they'll have a running back by committee probably for the rest of the half. But in that case, I can almost see both teams turning to that short passing game and trying to move the ball that way, because a short pass is almost as good as a run.
And they've had very good success, both of these quarterbacks, Comfort and Galbraith. And you mentioned Galbraith in his first start taking over for John Galacki, no longer with the club, and it's his team the rest of the way. And if everything goes according to plan, I think they will look to get back to that championship game.
I think that's the goal every year for these guys. The St. John area overall had struggled in the football arena in the province. And when this team was formed and started to develop in the early 2000s, they decided that finally, our players are as good as everyone else's. We need to get together and win some ball games.
I can definitely attest to that, being a former player in this league and making the trip here in New Brunswick. Play against the Wanderers. It always was a rivalry, either playing for Halifax or Dartmouth. They always were up to playing against us.
Yeah.
It was very tough to win on the road.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's funny. I don't know whether Halifax and Dartmouth are port cities as well, but the port cities seem to create tough kids, I guess.
So the second half underway. The Wanderers will start with possession, and it's a good-looking return for the Wanderers as Freak was able to pick up that one in stride. He picked up about 20 yards off of that kickoff. And that's great field position for the Wanderers. They'll set up at their own 39-yard line. Galbraith will bring out this Wanderers offense that were on the move late in that second quarter. If it wasn't for time, he might have been able to put some points on the board. So Arnold in the backfield once again. The fullback position, two-man backfield. Galbraith, he'll fire downfield, and that's out of the reach. And he's looking for, it looks like Brown down the left side. Great positioning defensively as they box them in by the Mustangs. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that play surprised me because they really didn't have any luck going deep in the first half. The Moncton DBs are doing a tremendous job on that downfield. They do bracket the receivers.
Yeah, they're taking away the deep ball for sure. Those intermediate passes in the middle of the field and the short out routes and quick slants and the dig routes have been there for the Wanderers. Quick handoff, and that is snuffed out behind the backfield. Getting across the line of scrimmage quickly there as Waters had no time and space, and he's dropped for a loss.
Yeah, it looked like the Wanderers' offensive line evaporated on that play. I'm not sure where they went.
St. Germain and Dunstan in on the tackle. And that'll be a 2-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 12 coming up here for the Wanderers. Here's Galbraith. Waters in the backfield. He'll drop back. He'll fire it. And that's into the ground. No receiver really in the area. Arnold was running an out route, but there was some pressure in the face of Galbraith, and he had to get that one off in a hurry.
He sure did. The Mustangs have made a couple of adjustments, and we see the result here in the Wanderers' first offensive series.
So 3 and out for the Wanderers. That'll bring up 4th down, a kicking situation. And it's 4th and 12, and you got to think they're going to be punting this time. As you mentioned, they don't really have a punter, as Daniel Bell will go back to get this punt off. Looks like we'll have a timeout, and it's called by the Mustangs.
Timeout, Mustangs.
So quick timeout with 13-12 left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Jason Terrace not taking any chances here. He was going to talk to his special teams and make sure that that punt gets in the air.
Yeah, he's played against these guys. He knows they rarely punt. I believe their threshold is probably the 45-yard line. If they're beyond the 45, they'll probably go for it. But behind that, they're going to kick that. Trick play. We haven't seen a trick play today.
Yeah, trick peg and gadget plays are usually put into play, but this is going to be a very long trick play.
Yes.
And they're taking, a big gamble if they don't punt this ball off. So Bell's back. He's in formation, and he's going to punt it, and it's away.
Nice kick.
Picked up there. Lunga with the punt, and he's brought down by Bell. So no, it's Bell. He gets the kick off, and he gets downfield and makes the tackle. And that's an outstanding individual effort there by Bell. So Bell with the good punt downfield, a minimal gain for the Mustangs, and that'll set them up at their own 30-yard line. And this will be the first drive for Comfort, and the Mustangs trailing 7-0 here in the early going of the 3rd.
All right, we'll get a chance to see if they've decided to shake it up a little bit in this half. Change it up a little bit maybe, back in the shotgun.
2 men in the backfield for Comfort. He fakes it over the middle, quick pass, that's corralled, and that's just short of the 1st down marker. And appears to be about a gain of 8, and that play seems to be working for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Bell in on that tackle.
Bell, once again, he's everywhere on the field, making multiple plays, either in special teams or on defense. As you mentioned, he'll play his collegiate ball at Mount Allison University this upcoming season. Comfort fires once again, and Bell closing the gap, but a good catch there and corralled in by number 23. That's Torrey Hicks. Comfort finding some spacing there in between the tackles. He's able to get that one in the Hicks for a 1st down.
Yeah, nice measured pace. Comfort just has them moving along steadily.
Yeah, you got to think that this Mustang team's going to abandon that running game and put it on the right arm. Just as I mentioned it, they swing it out, but there's another minus gain in that running game. But you gotta try the running game. You gotta put the defense on a situation where they gotta look at a few runs, even though that the pass is going to come more often.
Yeah, I guess if they knew you were going to pass it every down,
just pin their ears back and come right at you.
They sure will.
So a loss of 2 for the Mustangs. That'll bring up 2nd and 12. 2 men in the backfield once again for Comfort. Balance formation. Slides to his left. He'll fire it out, and that's an errant pass. And we have a flag on the play. We might have pass interference call on Bell or illegal contact. And that came from the field judge in the middle of the field. Let's see what we get here. That could only be on the defense. And that's a pass interference called on the defense. And let's take a look here, Phil. There might have been some contact right out of
pass
the screen.
Interference, defense number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, he got his arm in front and tried to hold him up by the look of it.
So aggressive play there by Daniel Bell. That's a 15-yard penalty. And that'll put the Mustangs in the Wanderers territory. So we'll line it up at the 42-yard line. Mustangs driving here, their first drive in the second half, looking to get on even terms, trailing 7-0. Comfort fakes the handoff to the right, he'll fire it out. Back shoulder fade, and that's incomplete. So Comfort tried that back shoulder fade down the right side, and unable to come up with that catch for the completion.
Yeah. Pass was off a little bit, and the coverage was pretty good on that side.
And that was, appears to be, if it's 17, that's Ben George listed on their lineup as a kicker. I think it was Chris Brown, number 87, the slot back, as he's flanked out there on the right side with Green. So Brown unable to make that catch. Early motion, and we have a flag on the play, and it's either, it appears to be, offside on the offense. So that high motion by Brown will pick up a flag here.
Illegal procedure, offense number 53, second down repeated.
So they call illegal procedure on the offensive lineman, and that's on Corey Lorette. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, second down repeated. It'll be second down and 15 for the Mustangs, so that pushes them back. Balance formation, 2 men in the backfield for Comfort.
See a pass, nice.
Swings it out to the right, that's a screen, that's a lateral. Picking up a minimal gain, but a gain about
7.
Yeah, just about 7. That'll get them about 3rd down and 8. Another dangerous pass, though. That would have been an incomplete, not caught in the backfield. It would have been a lateral.
And I'm sure they practice it that it's not
right.
A lateral.
I would think so. That was Cam Morley with the catch. Great concentration as he was able to turn his body and corral it. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. Balance formation once again. 2 men in the backfield. Full back to the left. Comfort drops back, surveys, pressure in his face by Reed, gets away from the tackle, fires down the middle of the field. A great catch there by number 23, that's Torrey Hicks, and he'll pick up the first down. So the escapability there by Comfort.
He is so good at that. I guess he might have seen a little bit of pressure in the AUS from
I would think so.
Some of the big dogs.
And I said that was Hicks. That was Trenton Bannister with the outstanding catch. But Comfort able to elude the oncoming tackler in Reed. Sidestepped him and fired a strike downfield to pick up the first down. Early motion. Handoff. Morley breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He's banged down there by the safety. He got lit up, but he was able to hold on to the ball as it looks like Joel Seal lit him up.
Yeah, it looked like Seal and McGarvey in on that tackle together. Let's see. Oh,
Seal finishing off, but
did he ever?
Morley able to hold on, and that's been a problem for this Mustang team, securing the football after the quarterback running back exchange. So the Mustangs in the red zone now, once again at the 15-yard line, knocking on the doorstep of the Wanderers.
That Morley is very, very, very quick.
Comfort now, not a big guy either. Swings it out and corralled and caught by Hicks, and he's brought down by Bell. So good looking drive continuing here for the Mustangs. Their first drive, eating up a lot of clock and taking their time methodically down the field is Comfort. Not really trying to stretch the defense, but taking what the defense is giving them.
Very, very measured and constant, very calm. Looks like Coach Terrace may have got them settled down at halftime and set them out on a course to put some points on the board.
So 2nd and 1. Quick handoff once again to Connolly. He's brought down in the backfield, and looks like coming across the line of scrimmage is Seal. He might have made an impact play, and he takes that opportunity away, and it'll be 3rd down and 1. Outstanding defensive play there by Joel.
Seal comes in right off the edge, wraps that down.
Untouched. Might have been a misassignment there by the Mustangs. And I'll bring up 3rd and 1. Mustangs can continue this drive with a 1st down on the 6-yard line of the Wanderers. Shotgun formation. Hand off again to Morley. He bounces over the left side.
He's in.
And he's in for the touchdown. Outstanding individual effort by Morley, as it looked like he was going to be stopped in the backfield, put on the brake, sidestep to the left, bounce it out to the left, and then was able to get his shoulder square to the line, to the goal line, and he'll get the touchdown and put the Mustangs on the board.
Yeah, he bounces over to his left. He's looking for green space, pumps those legs. The last couple of times he has the pistons going, drives himself across the line of scrimmage. 6 points, Mustangs.
That was a good-looking drive. The Mustangs coming out of that timeout break. I mean, you mentioned Jason Terrace, a former player in this league. You know he read them the riot act in that halftime. And the kick is good, so we're on even terms. 7-7 is the score. An outstanding drive here by the Mustangs as they tie it up. And you got to think, if you're JJ and the Wanderers, you're going to have to make some adjustments defensively in the next offensive drive for the Mustangs.
Yeah, definitely. They had weren't expected for any. Doesn't look like they expected any changes and didn't adjust in that drive. They certainly do. If we look over, we should see the defensive coordinator and a couple of the coaches with a whiteboard, making some notes. Coaches around talking. We see a little bit of that over there.
And that's Chris Gallant, as you mentioned, in his first season here with the Wanderers. As the defensive coordinator, has to make some adjustments on the next possession for the Mustangs. Ben George's kick was good, so we're tied up, and George will set to kick it on the kickoff, and it looks like Seal and Delaney Stewart will be back for the Wanderers to receive this kickoff. That's off the helmet of the up back. Delaney Stewart picks it up at his 5-yard line, trying to get around the defender, and a good tackle in the open field by the Mustangs, and they'll start this drive at their 11-yard line.
Yeah, it almost looked like a volleyball play, like the up back tipped it up.
Looks like he tried to corral it, but he knocked it back to his teammate, and that was Thomas Making. So it'll be 1st down and 11 for the Wanderers, and let's see what Galbraith has on this drive for the Wanderers, trying to respond after that touchdown by Morley and the Mustangs. Shotgun formation. Binkowski with the handoff. Side steps the defender, try to continue it on, but he'll fall forward for a minimal gain. It'll be about a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and that play has been pretty successful this afternoon for the Wanderers.
It has. They've been able to pick up, I think, probably an average of 5 on that. If the coaching staff on the Wanderers side play this right, we could see a chess game the rest of the way.
Balance formation, single man, flanked out to the left, 2 men in the backfield is Arnold. Arnold with the catch, he'll fall forward. That'll be a gain of about 5. That'll be short of the 1st down. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. So once again, Evan Arnold's been very effective in the passing game and the running game. He's got some soft hands for a big fella.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe. A lot of the big guys wouldn't. That's why most of them play on the line in the trenches. But Arnold is
kind of a unique player. As you mentioned, in high school he was a quarterback. He's got the rushing touchdown for the Wanderers in this game. Tight formation, double tight end. Arnold's in the backfield. He gets the handoff, and he looks like he falls forward, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, I guess if they need some short yardage, he would be the guy to go to.
He's an odds-on favorite to get that handoff. So you can see double tight end formation. Good quarterback, running back exchange, and Arnold falling forward. Not too many times we've seen in this afternoon. And he fell actually to the side or backwards.
Yes.
He's done an outstanding job of squaring his shoulders to the goal line and falling forward. So that's a 1st down for the Wanderers on their 22-yard line. Motion by Binkowski. Binkowski, and that's almost picked off as he telegraphed that pass. Once again, Bobby McIntyre's there, and he would have been in the end zone untouched.
Yeah, it looked like the Mustangs had played that pretty well. They shot a guy up the middle, which probably put more pressure on the quarterback than he would have liked. He may have gotten rid of that more quickly than he had planned, and that's the result when you put pressure on the quarterback.
Well, I tell you what, if Binkowski didn't collide against McIntyre, he would have been in there untouched for the touchdown. So that brings up 2nd down and 10 now. Motion by Noel to the right side. Fires downfield. Binkowski with the catch. Trying to break a tackle there. And he's able to pick up the 1st down. So Binkowski very active in the passing game. As Galbraith, that's his favorite target this afternoon. And he's a big target, and you got to put it up to him. And he's all hands on that catch. Yeah. Good stiff arm. Mustangs got away with the face mask there late by Nate Anderson. Nevertheless, this drive continues for the Wanderers. So 1st down on their own 35. Balance formation. Galbraith fires over the middle. Binkowski again, and he'll pick up another 1st down. It might be marked just short, so not a very unfavorable spot there for Binkowski. And that'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Wanderers. So this short passing game by both of these teams coming out in full force in the 2nd half.
Yeah, we thought in leading up to halftime that this is probably the only option they might have based on the running situation.
Inside handoff there and a 1st down. It was a good looking play that was developing as Ring Deneen came around the right side, and he just gets tripped up there. And that's a good tackle by number 22, Dave Cuthbertson, and he's had some difficulties himself in that passing game, but he made a good individual effort there on the edge.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, a couple costly penalties for him earlier, but he's atoning.
Arnold lined up at the tight end position. Good pass down the middle of the field. A great catch. And he is banged down. Is Noel picking up about 18 yards on that pass. So Noel able to find some space in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he's not pretty, but he's a very effective receiver. I don't think he win in too many speed races, but he runs a lovely pattern. And when he catches it, he is very difficult to take down.
Israel Ilunga laying the boom on Noel. Great concentration coming up with that catch. Galbraith again, and pressure in his face, unable to get it downfield. And that'll be an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
And I don't know if we can see the comparisons, but I know Galbraith is a huge Drew Brees fan. So whether the guys in the league try and imitate them to a point, it's tough to say.
Well, he'll have to sidestep and try to throw a little bit more in the passing lanes because his linemen are a little bit taller than he is.
Yeah.
He is listed at 6 feet.
Yeah.
And his linemen are about 6'1", 6'2", a big front three. Handoff to Binkowski down the left side. Great upfield tackle as Anderson was able to upend Binkowski, and that has not been an easy task for this Mustang defense.
They appear to be ready for their watching for that play now. I mean, they've run that often enough today that we can see that the Mustangs have adjusted and they're ready for that play when it comes.
It's either a handoff or a pass to Binkowski, pretty much telegraphing that, so something to look upon for both of these teams. Here's Galbraith, and that's tipped and incomplete, and that falls to the ground, and that was intended for number 4, Braden McNamee. So McNamee trying to get into the action in the offensive passing game. It's been all Binkowski pretty much, and a few passes to Wedge. And that'll bring up 4th down, and that's 4th and 11. So let's see what they do here. And it looks like they are going for it. They're not even trying to pin them in deep. Definitely a passing situation. Arnold's in the backfield. Galbraith, he drops back, pressure to him, he fumbles it. Ball's loose, cooped up, fumbled again, and that is picked up by the Mustangs. And it's called an incomplete pass. We got to take a look at that. I don't think his arm was coming forward. But nevertheless, it will be a turnover for the Wanderers, and the Mustangs will get possession.
Yeah, the Mustangs pinned their ears back, and they came in.
Good pressure.
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely a fumble. There's a hand in there by Gabriel St. Germain. Never had the ball. That was the empty hand.
Yes.
We've seen this at the National Football level, as it was the drive for 5 for the New England Patriots versus the Oakland Raiders. So, 3 quarters in the books. It's 7-7 here at the Canada Games Stadium in St. John, New Brunswick. It's the opening game, the home opener for the defending champions of the Maritime Football League. The Wanderers and the Mustangs tied at 7 apiece. Alongside Phil McGarvey, Vince Williams on hand, and the entire Rogers TV crew. And that's Morley down the left side. Morley, and he is brought down in a beautiful open field tackle there by Bell. If Bell was unable to bring him down, Morley would have been off to the races.
Yep. He had all sorts of green space down there. Good pursuit, good angle by Bell.
After the early struggles in this running game for the Mustangs, Morley is finding some space now, and he's taking his time. The initial play is up the middle, but he's either bouncing it to the left or the right, and with his speed and squaring his shoulders to the line of scrimmage, he's able to get downfield in a hurry. So 2nd down and 3. Morley, but that's snuffed out, and that's Chris Reed with the penetration in the backfield. And Reed has been there multiple times this afternoon.
Very effective ball player. He's a natural linebacker, but I think he's up on the defensive end. 10-man makes some things different, but
came in untouched as Reed.
Yeah. Morley has certainly adjusted for a receiver, and if he does find any open field, he will be gone because it looks like he has tremendous speed.
He's got breakaway speed for sure. Comfort fires, and that's short of the 1st down. It's caught though, as McGarvey's there on the tackle. Trenton Bannister with the catch, and that'll be 4th down and 1.
How brave are the Mustangs?
I think they're going to be conventional here. Actually, they're going to go for it. Jason Terrace gambling here, and this is a huge storyline in this game in the early going of the fourth. Tied up at 7 apiece, so here we go. The Wanderers can get this tackle and nullify that first down. They'll have great field position. Morley bounces it to the right, slips the tackle, and he got the first. Joel Seal had an opportunity to make a play in the backfield, but it was the elusiveness of Cam Morley able to avoid that tackle.
Yeah, here he goes. He starts left, but he does cut to his right, and he's got awful quick feet. He had real good acceleration past the line of scrimmage.
Not a big man is Morley, and it looked like Seal had the angle, but he was just about half a step behind Morley. Morley again, sweep to the left, and that's snuffed out by Ring Deneen. Tyler with the tackle for the loss behind the Mustangs line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 2nd and 11. So an impact play there by the Mustangs defense, but you're gonna think that the Comfort's probably going to drop back and try to find Green. We haven't seen Green much in the second half in the passing game. You got to think he's going to probably get a few opportunities on this drive.
Yep.
So McGarvey's going to have to step up. No, they hand it off to Morley. Breaks up the middle. Morley's into the open field, and he picks up the first down. So no fear for Cam Morley. He's getting it done either on the left side bouncing it out or the right side bouncing it out, and now that one right up the middle.
Yeah, they've found something they like running Morley. Now, I don't know if they've adjusted their offensive line at all. It's difficult to tell because the numbers are miserably hard to see from our vantage point. But they found something they like that's working. Morley is having a great half.
So it appears to be Morley becoming the workhorse on this drive, running the football. Swung out to the right side on a screen pass, breaking a tackle, and getting brought down is number 87. That's Chris Brown. And he'll pick up a gain of about 3 yards, and that'll set them up at 2nd and 7 now. So quick pass there by Comfort. Seal with the tackle on the play.
Mustangs seem to have a calm confidence about them on the field right now. They know they're going to move the sticks. They're just moving it very fortuitously, right, down the field. Oh, wow, deep.
Comfort down the left side. Bell, though, he's right there in front of the opposition, not allowing that deep play. Not many deep plays down the field by either team. The intermediate passes and short passing routes have been there all afternoon long. But every now and then, both of these quarterbacks trying to take that shot down the field.
Yeah, and I guess as a coach, you may want to call those because you want to test the defensive backs and make sure the safety isn't sneaking up too closely on the line and making plays like Joel Seal had a little earlier in the game.
Morley again, and we'll have a flag on the play. That won't get off it. It looks like we'll have a legal procedure on the offense. Let's get the call here.
Procedure, offensive line. 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Early movement there by Jarek McWilliams. And that'll push him back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 12.
And I think I see Aubrey Ellis, the running back, on the field for the Mustangs. So whether he's in a blocking role,
yeah, appears to be number 34.
Yeah.
He's on the field now, but the way Morley has been running his football, double pass coming up.
Trick play.
And he dropped it in the middle of the field as he was wide open. Trenton Bannister unable to come up with the catch, but a good-looking pass downfield. As the gadget play, Jason Terrace pulling on all the tricks here, trying to go up in front. Brady Newcomb, who is listed as a quarterback and receiver for the Mustangs, found Trenton Bannister wide open, but Bannister unable to come up with the catch, and that'll force 4th down and a kicking position here for the Mustangs.
Delaney Stewart back.
Once again, kicks off down the left side, bounces into the end zone. Delaney Stewart having problems with it. He's trying to bring it out, trying to turn the corner. He's got some space. Look out, the gap is closed down on him, and that'll be a single. But we have a flag on the play, and it appears to be, it might be an illegal block in the end zone called on the Wanderers, but nevertheless a good play on special teams, but a mistake by Delaney Stewart allowing that ball to hit the ground.
I believe he's a rookie.
He is listed as a rookie.
And the rookies sometimes think they're still in Pee Wee, where the fastest guy can run a sweep every time. He would have been better to concede the point.
Got to catch it in the air. Yeah. Definitely got to catch it in the air. If you know the ball is going to be positioned on either side, especially on the short side.
Yes.
If they're trying to pin them in, you got to catch this ball in the air. He was right there. He second-guessed himself, and then once it bounced once or two times inside that end zone, he was dead for rights there. Outstanding play on the special teams, though. Able to corral him and bring him down.
Yeah, great coverage
by the Mustangs.
By the Mustangs, absolutely. And the specials teams coach may wonder, they got another young Chris Freak who had returned the last kickoff as an outstanding ball player, so they may, and he's got a lot of experience.
6 years as a member of the Wanderers, 6'2", listed as a backup defensive back.
And tough as nails.
He had a pretty good gain on that kickoff to open up the second half. Well, 20 yards. He's a pretty big cat, too, with some speed.
Yeah.
So let's try to just see what they're trying to sort it out here. Looks like conversation between both of these captains on both sides, and let's see what we got.
We have 2 fouls on the play. We have an illegal block on the kicking team. We have unnecessary roughness on the receiving team. Result of the play will be 1 point for black, first down, and 10 on the 20 for blue.
So we have 2 infractions on that play. So the point will be surrendered, but we'll have a scrimmage by the Wanderers.
That's
I'm not sure if that's the right yardage where the ball should be placed, as we have an unnecessary roughness and an illegal block. So we have a 15-yard penalty and a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah.
10 yards on the Wanderers and a 15-yarder on the Mustangs. So let's see how these officials sort it out.
Yeah, they may not be satisfied with that call. They're still talking.
Yeah, well, we might have a correction here. So the single is surrendered. The Mustangs will take the lead. Appears to be a single point.
Correction, blue will scrimmage from the 50-yard line. Moncton scores a single point. First down, blue.
Scrimmage from the 50-yard line.
Wow.
Not okay. All right. Nevertheless, there are some rules that are a little different to Canadian football, amateur football, and the AUS, but nevertheless, that's the call we're going with. It'll be first down on the 50-yard line for the Wanderers. And the lead is surrendered. 8 unanswered points for the Mustangs as they take the lead 8-7.
Yeah, with the result of that return and the penalty situation, I don't think the Wanderers could have expected a better situation to be in.
Surrendering up the single and then scrimmaging on their 50-yard line.
Wow.
That's outstanding field position.
It's like Christmas in May.
And I'm going to go out there on a limb to say that might be the incorrect application of this penalty.
I must say, I don't believe I've ever seen that type of application.
Well, they're going to go with it.
I might have mentioned earlier that in a lot of years I'd never won an argument with an official. So,
well, this time, if you're JJ, the head coach of the Wanderers, you're not arguing.
You're right.
You're taking this penalty. Although JJ is trotting onto the field, and there will be a conference between the head coaches of the Mustangs and the Wanderers as Jason Terrace joins in on this conference between the head man, the referee, and the umpire.
I'm very certain that Coach Terrace is not at all excited about the result of
yes, he's definitely looking for an explanation on why the Wanderers are going to be scrimmaging on their own 50-yard line after surrendering a single in their own end zone with 2 infractions, 1 on each team.
And I can recall the years that Coach Terrace played in the league.
I as well.
He was as vicious and strong and nasty a man as ever played in the league.
He sure was.
I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
Multiple occasions trying to escape this guy. We've waged war in the trenches, and I always knew where he was before the snap of the ball, especially in his passing situation.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go with this call here. Galbraith, he brings him out. He'll fire it down the right side, and that's Binkowski, and it's pretty much been Binkowski all afternoon long. He picks up a gain about 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd and 4. It'll make it 2nd and 5 as he gets an unfavorable spot. And let's see where the official spot is. Yeah, that'll be about 2nd and 4 for the Wanderers. Wanderers trying to put some points on the board, trailing for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, if they hope to turn this around, they need at least 1 to 3 points on this drive. They got to get something on this drive.
It appears that Joe Seal is into the game as a wide receiver on the left side, and it's Binkowski again. He'll pick up a gain about 11, and that'll be another first down for the Wanderers. So they're on the move
inside the Mustangs' 45-yard line.
Good-looking pitch and catch there by Galbraith, and Binkowski, the #1 target. No doubt about it this afternoon. He's having a lot of targets in that passing game along with the running game.
Yeah, and I believe with, as you mentioned, with Joel Seal back on the receiving side, I think they're serious about trying to win this ball game.
There you go, balanced formation, quick pass, and that's short of the target of Noel. Noel's been making a living in the middle of the field in that slot back position.
Yeah, young Nick Noel, I've known him and watched him play ball for a long time. He could take a sandwich hit from 2 trucks coming in either direction. He would stand up, walk back to the huddle like nothing happened. He can take playing on the inside of that game.
So 2nd down and 10. Galbraith. Shotgun, he'll fire it down the right side. Got a man's Brown, the catch, and he's brought down. Huge play there by Brown down the right side as he's able to beat the veteran Bobby McIntyre. And that's the impact play that you were looking for if you were the Wanderers.
Wow, it sure is. Brown, he's another story. He was another high school quarterback. And he's actually going to Dalhousie University, and he plays for the Dalhousie team in the AFL.
So Brown, yes, the Dalhousie Tigers, the defending champions of the AFL, playing for the Tigers. So huge play there by Gordon Brown as he was able to get behind McIntyre. So the Wanderers knocking on the doorstep. It's Arnold up the middle. Arnold down to the 2 as he slipped away from the pack. And it looked like he got stalled there, but he just kept his legs moving. And Evan Arnold trying to get his 2nd rushing touchdown of the afternoon.
He is very much like a snowplow. He will just keep going and push and push. And there's a very good chance that we may see him again, Vince.
I would think so. There won't be no pass coming out of this one. 2nd down and goal at the 2. It will not be the Seattle Seahawks passing against the New England Patriots. It will be Arnold once again, I would think. He's got a fullback in there. Arnold, handoff, trying to bang it in, and he's caught from behind.
He got it, did he?
Couldn't get his legs moving, tried to extend the football, and he's brought down at the 1. So it's 3rd down and goal. Let's take a look here at some penetration in the behind the line of scrimmage for the Mustangs. Good push up in front. Missed assignment right there.
Yeah.
And you mentioned early in that first quarter,
the center.
The center is very key to the blocking schemes. So 3rd and goal now at the 1. Gotta think it's gonna be Arnold again. Arnold gets it right side, touchdown Wanderers. So opportunities for Arnold as he was able to keep those legs moving. 3 straight dives, 2 to the right and 1 to the left, and he gets the job done. He's got his second on the afternoon.
Wow, he's got to be excited, but he's one of those, he's a funny kid. He just loves to play the game, loves the contact. He'll do whatever you ask him to do. Here he takes the ball and punches. They punched into the right side this time. I guess it looked a little bit easier than the left, so they ran at the pressure.
He had no problem falling forward. So Arnold gets his second touchdown on the afternoon, and just like that, the Wanderers take the lead after trailing by 1. Going for 2 now. Galbraith drops back, left side, fires wide open, and a catch by Binkowski.
Wow.
As he was able to find pay dirt on that 2-point conversion. Yeah. You mentioned no really much of a kicking game. They kicked the first one.
Yes.
But they needed that extra 2 points as they make it 15-8 now.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the chess game that comes up, and I guess the scoring's part of it. And 1 point would leave a Mustang touchdown with them ahead. So when you do the math on that, and believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, football players do know how to do math,
yes.
And they consider math.
Absolutely.
But the 2 points leaves a Mustang touchdown at a tie ball game where they picked up the point in the end zone.
Absolutely. Good conversion there by the Wanderers as Binkowski started at the right slot position, crossed the middle of the field, and was wide open on the left side. Galbraith, though, had all day to find him. And that puts the score at 15-8 with 5:25 remaining. Bell now with the kickoff. That's deep. Up the middle, Danton trying to gain yardage there and swallowed up quickly by the Wanderers, and it looked like that extra shove at the end might assess a unnecessary roughness call and should tack on an extra 15.
Yeah, that's a sin. Looked like Burgess. He was.
You can see he got stood up there. Multiple guys. It might have been that.
Flung to the ground, was
yes, it? That extra right there.
Yeah.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 5, blue. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, black.
So Sam Delaney Stewart will pick up the extra 15 yards on special teams. And the Mustangs will be set up at the center line here in great field position. Looking to get the answer here after the Evan Arnold touchdown run with 5 minutes and counting. So Comfort drops back in shotgun formation, fires down the right side. Green slips out of the tackle, fighting for more yardage, but he'll pick up the first down. McGarvey right there couldn't knock it down, but he's able to make the tackle after Green was able to pick up the first down, though.
Yeah, he's whether the defense had eased up on him because he hadn't been targeted this half, but we may see more of him as we close down. We almost have a mirror situation to the Wanderers' last offensive series.
And it's on the short side of the field. It's an easy catch and, a pass and throw for Comfort, but they decide to run the ball up the middle. And that's Morley. After he had his difficulties in that first quarter, he's been finding his way in the running game, either in the middle or bouncing it to the left or the right. And he was very good on that last touchdown drive by the Mustangs.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of the defensive guys talk about once I get some contact, I'm good. So maybe Morley just needed to get a little contact in the first half to loosen himself up and get comfortable with the run game.
Thrust into the action is Morley in the running game, and that pass goes short to the feet, and it looks like Hicks was the intended target for Comfort, and that'll bring up third down in about 8. So a big down coming up here for the Wanderers defense, trying to get off the field, get this offense back on it with 3:50 and counting remaining.
Yeah, this is a big play for the Mustangs. They really need to get 6-7 yards on this. That'll give them a chance to go for it on
Comfort
fourth.
juggled it, screen coming, that's tipped and knocked down. But getting his hands up is number 42, Chris Reed, once again. When they need a big play, Reed has been there this afternoon.
Unbelievable nose for the ball. He's a pretty outstanding rugby player as well, but I know watching him in high school and in the AFL, I've only seen one other guy with as good a nose for the ball as him, and that's a kid named Josh Brown.
Yeah, he was outstanding in this league. Josh Brown, multiple all-star in this league for the Wanderers, champion as well. So we have a timeout. The Wanderers will talk it over. They get their defensive scheme, their right scheme on the field to be successful. But the Mustangs gambling here with 4th and 8 coming up. 3:24. Jason Terrace is going to decide
each team has
to put it on
remaining.
the right arm of Dan Comfort.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. They could actually even be discussing the best way to get it to Green, because with his height, Green must be, what, 6'3" or 4"? He is.
Yes, you got to gamble if you got a big target like Green. Either a stop route right at the sticks or something quick in the middle. Nevertheless, you can't throw it no shorter than that first down marker if you're the Mustangs, if it's a passing situation. I'm pretty sure they're not trying to cross up this Wanderers defense with a run play on a draw to Morley, but you never know.
Well, what you least expect. Football's funny. It's strength against weakness, and you go where they're not. So we'll see how advanced the chess game has become.
So quads to the left for Comfort. Comfort scrambles. He's going to try to run it. McGarvey's there. McGarvey, and it's going to be close. And he might have got a favorable spot. Alex McGarvey came up. He met Comfort. And let's see what we get. There has to be a measurement here. But Comfort able to scramble to his right, and a collision by McGarvey and Comfort, and he might have fell forward for the first down. Take a look here, Phil. McGarvey is right there.
He gets his head
and that was well short of the first down mark. As he extends it at the end, the knee appears to be down, but the extension is there.
And the officials don't have the advantage.
I think it's short.
Replay.
Let's see. It is short. Huge play there by Alex McGarvey.
Wow, that McGarvey kid.
Man, where does he get his pedigree from?
Jeez.
I tell you, huge stop again. 2 impact plays defensively by number 21 in blue.
Wow. His mother must be very proud.
I'd say his dad is proud as well. 3:01 remaining in the fourth. A huge defensive play by Alex McGarvey. He made one in the first half with an interception, snuffed out a drive by the Mustangs, and he does it again with a huge open field tackle on Dan Comfort, stretching for the first down.
Yeah, great play. Actually, that was beautiful technical tackle.
Cut down the angle and was able to drive forward and stop Comfort from driving forward to pick up the first down.
Kid knows his football.
Absolutely, I'd say. He's getting the gold star for sure for that helmet in this performance. So Galbraith, and that's too much time. He'll be called for time clock violation. So that'll be a penalty for the Mustangs. That'll push them back.
The Wanderers got so excited about that play, they forgot that they had to go back in the field and play some offense by the look of it. But that was a huge stop by the Wanderers. Morale and the momentum, the way guys approach, whether that deflates the Mustangs at this point or they still think they have a chance, they still want to be in the game.
Lots of time left, though, in Canadian football. 2:38 is a lifetime.
It is.
So it's first down and 15 for the Wanderers. Galbraith drops back, fires it. Seal, he'll make the catch. He's wrapped up immediately and brought down. But a good gain on first down for the Wanderers as Seal makes his first catch of the afternoon, and a very important one. And that'll roll the clock, and the clock will continue to spin. Didn't get a lot on it, but the big body of Seal able to block out the defender and he used his hands to make the catch.
He has amazing hands. He's really a football player.
Binkowski,
fumble.
quarterback exchange. The ball is loose on the ground, and that's scooped up by Galbraith. And it looked like they were trying to set up that slot back reverse to Binkowski, as he had a lot of blockers on the left side. Evan Arnold on the line of scrimmage, sealed there as well. Let's take a look. The edge might have been sealed there, but the exchange between the center and quarterback wasn't clean. And you mentioned once again the center comes into play.
They're so important.
And that quarterback and center exchange on the snap has to be next to perfect. Shotgun formation again. 3 guys down the left side. Fires it. Seal slips away. Deep intercepted. And Lunga again on the interception. And that's number 2 on the afternoon, and another impact play for the Mustangs. So a mistake there as Galbraith held it up in the air. As you can see here, Phil,
that is a
Seal was wide open. He really needs to put that ball on a line.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful short ball. That deep stuff he may need to work on again. The experience factor with Galbraith, he's a wonderful quarterback. He's a wonderful kid. And I'm sure we'll see improvement in him as the year goes on.
So that's interception number 3 for Galbraith, and it could be a big one. 1:45 now remaining. Comfort, handoff. DeMorley, he's wrapped up immediately behind the line of scrimmage.
That Reed kid might have been in there again.
Reed again.
Wow.
Making plays behind the line of scrimmage. Untouched, a missed assignment as he ran into Ellis. Ellis tried to stand him up there at the line of scrimmage. As Ellis tried to come around and take Reed out of the play, but Reed was able to shed that block and make an impact play defensively. Comfort now, fake, down the right side, back shoulder fade, and that's off the helmet of the defender. McGarvey was trying to step in front of that.
Gallagher wishes he'd had that one again, and he could have turned around. Colin Gallagher, 24.
Yes, good play there by Gallagher, being in the great position. But Alex McGarvey was trying to step in front of that and go the other way. 3rd down now coming up for the Mustangs. 3rd and 11. Passing situation. Got to think that this Wanderers defense is going to pin their ears back and try to go after Comfort. Comfort now drops back, pressure coming down the right side, wide open, intercepted, blocked. Yeah, Seal had his hands on it as the ball floated up in the middle of the field, and Chris Brown, the intended receiver, as Comfort put that one up.
And Joel Seal,
back foot.
He sits back and watches that. He wants that one back. I know he wants that one back.
You have to make that catch if you're Joel Seal.
Yes.
So life here for Dan Comfort and the Mustangs with 1:12 remaining. It'll be 4th down and 11. Haven't seen much of Green now, but you got to think they're going to try to get one to him on the short side. And offside there, legal procedure.
Wow.
Early motion, Chris Brown getting in front of that snap of the ball. And that'll march him back 5 yards and make it even more difficult to pick up the first.
Wow, way early. He's very anxious to get into his pattern and catch that ball for 6 points, Vince.
Well, I think he was trying to, he got to make that first, but he was definitely looked like he might have been either the intended receiver or the second option. So once again, it's Brown and Green on the right side. A screen to Brown. Good setup. He's got some space. He's got a block. Trying to step up, but he's unable to sidestep multiple tacklers, and that's a good open field tackle, and that'll be short of the 1st down, and the ball will go over to the Wanderers.
Wow. That might have been Colin Gallagher in on that tackle.
Good screen there. You can see in the replay coming up.
Yeah, that
appears to be. It might have been Gallagher. And number 20 is there as well, making an impact play defensively. So good open field tackle there by Cody Reed. getting in on the play along with Gallagher, and that turns it over with 1:02 remaining. You got to think that the Wanderers are going to go into the running game and try to eat a little bit of this clock and run this one out.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing. It depends on how daring
they're going to. They got enough downs here, and the Mustangs don't have any timeouts, so they're going to kneel this one out as they are in victory formation. So great defensive plays by the Wanderers this afternoon after the Mustangs were looking to either take the lead or tie it up here, but was an outstanding defensive play by Alex McGarvey twice. And his teammates. You gotta give this Wanderers defense all props this afternoon.
That is the final timeout of the game.
They did come together. I think their thought earlier in training was that the defense would certainly aid them to get into the playoffs again this year. I think once they get settled down and play their game, they got some tremendous football players there. We saw young Reed, Rob Fox, Danny Oliver in the middle, along with Ring Deneen. Danny has played behind Josh Brown for a number of years.
So he's learned.
He has
definitely
learned a lot of stuff.
By watching and practice. And he's got his opportunity this afternoon, and it paid up. Paid off in dividends for sure. So third down coming up, 3rd and 13 for the Wanderers. They'll take another knee and try to kneel this one out. But I had the opportunity to speak in the halftime to the head coach, JJ, and he mentioned that the defense is going to lead the way. He knows he has a young offense and a young quarterback in Galbraith, and he knows he has a lot of veterans on the defensive side, and they're going to lean to that defensive core to get the job done.
Yeah, it's really, well, I won't say difficult, but when you see a game that's 15-8, you normally like to see a game that might be in the 20s because it's a little exciting when we get some scoring.
And especially it's 10-man football on a Canadian football field.
It's wide open.
And it's 4 downs. It's not 3.
So, yeah, normally even scores in the 40s would be nice to see, a lot of back and forth. But tonight, the only thing that it was a good football game, I found. The only thing the penalties really did take away from it a little bit. Neither team could get as much footing as they'd like.
Timeout, St. John. Final timeout of the game.
So the Wanderers call a timeout with 37.4 seconds remaining. So we have back-to-back timeouts. We have a 4th down coming up. This has to be a punting situation, and it looks like the Mustangs will get the ball back.
Wow.
So we had this one in the books. So some interesting storylines forming here late in this ball game.
Yeah.
So the Mustangs appear to be getting the ball back as the Wanderers will set up in their punt formation and bring out the punting team.
Yeah, the Wanderers.
So a little bit of a mix-up here, trying to get organized, Phil, and they had to take that timeout and not take that time count violation. But either way, this clock would have stopped.
Yes.
The clock would have stopped on a timeout. Well, on a time count violation, the clock would have rolled if they would have took the time count violation.
Yeah.
So they're better off taking the penalty if they're going to punt it anyway.
Yeah, you would think they may be in a touch of panic mode. Again, this isn't something that preseason a lot of teams practice with.
So a directional kick down the left side. Mustangs have it. And Lunga trying to slip away. He's got some space. He's still free. He's still up. And he gets brought down. And that was forming into a very huge play. And a huge open field tackle there by Cody Reed. He might have saved a touchdown.
Mouth guard warning, number 99 black.
So we have a mouth guard warning on the Mustangs. That'll not be a penalty, a warning only. But with 19 seconds left, Israel almost made an impact play and took it to the house.
He sure did. He was determined. And again, we talk about morale and what the guys are thinking in their head, and I hope the Wanderers aren't thinking about going to have a big, thick, juicy steak after the game instead of finishing this thing out as it should be.
Well, you got to give a gold star to Reed, number 20, made the play defensively, snuffing out the last offensive drive, and then on special teams, he came up with a huge tackle in the open field. Comfort, though, with some time. Quads to the right. ugly pass to the right side. It looked like he might have been looking for Green, but that was well short of the intended target, that is. And that'll bring up second down and 10 with 14.3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that one took about 5 seconds off the clock, so see what's going to happen if the boys, the defense here settles down. They could, the Mustangs could still put 6 on the board. If those quick inside slants, if they find the right seam, there could be a pathway to the end zone for them here.
Bounce formation again.
Yeah.
Reed. Sorry, this is wide open and banged down. Good catch in the open field by Chris Brown. And that'll be a first down, a pickup of about 25 yards, and that'll be 7.7 seconds remaining now. And lots of time here. He can probably put one up in the end zone, the Green. But it's going to be a heave.
It's going seams again. Oh, no.
And it's Green. He's free. Green with the catch. McGarvey's got to make the tackle. And he's short. And that'll do it. McGarvey with the open field tackle. And he is short at the 1. Once again, Alex McGarvey. Jeez. It almost looked like Green was going to get in. But Alex with the open field tackle and some fireworks.
He saved it. Wow. He has had a game, young McGarvey.
I am telling you, he has to be the player of the game in this type of situation. 3 times Alex McGarvey comes up big for the Wanderers defense, and they get the job done 15-8 in this rematch of the championship game last season. So, the final here at the Canada Games Stadium. The St. John Wanderers 15, the Moncton Mustangs, 8. For our broadcast partner, Phil McGarvey, and my producer, Jason King, I'm Vince Williams saying so long from St. John.